Hello there, this is Teamworks Podcast. We are a podcast that will be talking about games from PlayStation, Nintendo, Xbox, you name it. We'll be talking right through all them platforms, right through all our episodes, but also we'll be now and again talking about Marvel stuff and stuff like that. But don't forget, if you say to Alexa, play Teamworks Podcast, and the episode, it will play our podcast. So yeah, that's our podcast, and yeah, we hope you enjoy it, guys. Hello guys, and welcome back to our podcast. This is Teamworks, it's episode 5, and we are with my co-presenter Phil, and we have a guest on our show this week, and it's Klankaboi. How are we doing?
I'm not doing too bad, thank you. Been alright, been a long day, but I'm doing okay. Thanks for having me on here. Hello.
Not a problem, mate. Thank you for coming. It's more appreciated, should I say. Yeah, so how are we, Phil? How are you?
Yeah, I'm doing good. You know, I had the kids today, so it's been a bit of a hectic day, but can't complain. Well, I could, but no one would listen.
Well, no one will listen to me either. So that's one thing we are on the same path with.
I just get used to being ignored, so you're fine. Don't worry about it.
Well,
we're all on the same page.
Yeah, we are. We definitely are. But the first question we're going to ask Klankaboi, what made you come into streaming? What excited you the most?
It's something I'd always wanted to do. When I was younger, I did a mixture of like performing arts and that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
And I even had a YouTube channel way back in the day called Dr. Demetrius.
Oh wow! What name that is?
That's dead and buried. There's no point looking for that. And then unfortunately, then I couldn't pursue it because of family problems that I had to take over. And then relatively recently, the opportunity came up again to try and do something like this, and I'd always been interested in it. And my mate, my boy, Vintage Milk.
Vintage Milk, yeah.
Yeah, he was doing it.
Nice.
And his first channel, and he was telling me about how much fun he was having, all these new people he was meeting, and then he was saying, "Look, you should do it. You'd be really good at it." Had a bit of a back and forth, and then by October, I'd met a few people, and I started to do it.
Oh, brilliant! That's a fascinating story. That made brilliant.
See, I didn't know that you got into streaming because of Vintage Milk.
Oh yeah, he's my best mate in real life.
Oh wow!
Oh shit!
We've been
awesome.
Best mates for in October it'll be about 14 years we've been mates. We've been mates all the way through school and everything together.
Well, you're going to be really shocked that this is very odd. But me and Phil are actually real life friends as well.
Oh, let's go!
Yeah, and we've been.
You know what's funny as well is the fact that. Well, James is the one who got me into streaming as well, so...
Yeah.
Amazing.
James and Vintage are the same, and me and you, Clanker, we're the same.
I was going to say, which one's which? That's what we'll find out tonight.
yeah, exactly. We'll find out more about each other. That's what all this podcast is about as well. But yeah,
so...
Come on.
What made you call yourself Klankaboi, if you don't mind me asking?
Yeah. Yeah, it's okay. It's a weird name. I get it. So I'm a big Star Wars fan. Anyone who knows me personally, hell, not even that, you can guess pretty quickly. I'm a big Star Wars fan, and my favorite faction in any sort of Star Wars game is the droids. General Grievous, Count Dooku, all them. They're my favorite faction to play as in games, to watch. I just love them, purely because I just like the design and I just like the story about them and everything. And in the Clone Wars series, they're commonly referred to as clankers. Because they clank because they're robots. In a lot of Star Wars Reddits, People sort of they've decided to use clanker as sort of like a gang sign. You know, like it's basically it's meant to mirror a racial slur. So they added an A.
Okay.
They added an A at the end of it to make it funnier. So I was I was in that Reddit called the Clankers. And then when I started making a gamer tag, when I got my PlayStation 4, I wanted to go as Clanker. That was taken. So I changed the C at the beginning to a K. That was taken. So I added boy at the end, and I was able to take that one. So that's how Klankaboi came about.
Dude, that's awesome.
That is.
I mean, really I did notice that your logo was it's Grievous, isn't it?
Yeah, it's Grievous from the 2003 series.
Yeah,
which I did not design. Yeah. That is not my credit. Someone else did that for me.
Well, you can't be expected to do everything, can you?
Yeah, I know exactly. If I drew something like that, I'd look piss awful. But no.
Yeah. Oh man. Well, I mean, I'll be honest. My first logo for my account, I decided to change it because I was worried about copyright infringement.
Yeah.
Yeah, because obviously mine's Mr. Burns, so I used the Simpsons character Mr. Burns as my logo, and it was getting to a point where I was like, sooner or later, I'm going to get into trouble for this, so let's just get rid of it as soon as.
Oh, you see, you're thinking ahead. I didn't realize that. So I'll deal with that when I come to it.
It's mildly different though because that's cartoonized. You know, it's not the exact drawing of it. Or well, not my version. It was completely copied.
All right.
Like Control C, Control V situation for me there. Not good.
Nice. Do you know what? That was brilliant hearing about why you name yours. Your Twitch, that name. It's fascinating to hear other people's stories. And the reason why I call myself Crazy Ninja War is basically, obviously, I play games and I'm a little bit crazy when it comes to gaming. So that was one of the reasons. And then Ninja was like, I'm always off my seat, basically, and stuff like that. It was meant to be Crazy Ninja Warrior originally because I used to love Ninja Warrior, so I used to watch all that all the time. So I'm thinking I'll put Warrior at the end of it, but that was taken unfortunately. So I put War instead, and the thing for War is because when I'm in game, I'm always like in war. Come on, let's do it. Basically. So that's why I came up with Crazy Ninja War.
That I was going to say, yeah, that sounds about right. I've watched your streams. I know what you like.
Yeah, you are crazy. It's just a given, isn't it, mate?
That's a bit worrying if you already know who I'm like.
I was going to say, I feel sorry for your chair half the time. It takes a beating.
Do you know what? It's still in good nick.
Oh man.
But it's really nice having you on the show anyway, and having you back, Phil, because we haven't done a podcast episode for a while now, have we?
No, not except for the one we attempted the other day.
Oh, yeah.
But the less said about that, the better.
Yeah, that didn't work out well. But we are back, and we are better. Just a question I would like to ask you, Clanky, is... What's your favourite game at the moment?
Oh,
that's a tough one.
That is difficult.
A very tough one, isn't it? I normally leave this question to the end, but let's get it in early in the show.
Yeah, let's start off with a bang, shall we?
Yes, definitely.
I'm gonna say Red Dead, particularly Red Dead 2, Red Dead Redemption 2.
Nice.
Because I love open world stuff. That is possibly like my favorite type of game.
Yeah,
it's just you make a character, you go in a world, and just go. Just do your own thing. Go. You don't need to go anywhere specific. You go in your own manner. But a lot of open world games, in my opinion, when you do that bit, you kind of don't know where to go or what to do because although you're dropped in the world, and that's the whole charm of it, sometimes you need a little bit of direction. Like, you need an idea of where you're going, what you're doing, who you're seeing. So Red Dead, in my opinion, is perfect at that, because although you're dropped in this world and you're told, go nuts, if you get to that point where you go, right, I don't really know what to do from here, you can always go to a story mission, to a side mission, to what I like to call mini missions, where they don't actually register on the game. You just chance come across people, and it invokes a new mission that you didn't even know could be there. So for me, it's that perfect blend of that sort of gameplay, plus the mechanics. The mechanics.
Oh, sorry.
Oh, sorry. I can cut me off if I'm going too much about Red Dead.
No, carry on, mate.
The mechanics are excellent. The graphics are absolutely gorgeous. I mean, there's There's right at the beginning. I think they really showed off the capability of the game, because right at the beginning, in sort of like the prologue missions, you're in a storm, a snowstorm, and you can actually see when your horse is trotting through the snow. If you turned around, you can see the horse's footmarks being filled in by the snow that's coming down on it.
Oh wow! That's amazing.
It's just gorgeous. That's just one example. There's loads of other things with it as well. Plus, the story, in my opinion, is honestly amazing, and I fell in love with the character, Arthur Morgan. I think he is, in my personal opinion, one of, if not the best protagonists in any game ever. He is just absolutely, he's just amazing. Like, I can't praise it enough. So that's it. That's my favorite game, and that's the reason.
Oh, brilliant! Well,
that's awesome.
I never. Well, I did. I played the first one. I played a little bit of the first one, but then obviously that was on PS3. Now, we're looking at PS5 and Xbox Series X now and everything. But I believe also with Red Dead Redemption 2 is you actually see him growing a beard, don't you, over days and that?
Oh, yeah, that's an excellent mechanic, and something I've been doing on my streams. I've been so what I did on my stream, and I set this up from the beginning. You can do whatever you want with this facial hair. You can shave it all off and keep shaving and shaving and shaving. You can style it, or you can just grow it. Yeah. I decided for my stream I wanted to make it part of the story. So the first sort of chapter, I had him grow like a goatee, sort of beardless. So it looked like a western. Nice. In the second chapter, they go further south of the country, so it's a lot warmer. So I had him just keep the mustache. In the third chapter, because he's on the run from the law, I had him change it up a bit. At one point, there's a mission where you've got to pretend to be, sort of like a big business tycoon sort of guy. So I went clean shaven for a bit for him. And you guys are all right with spoilers, aren't you?
Yeah. By all means.
Yeah, amazing. Run about the fourth and fifth, the last chapters of the game, you find out that he's got tuberculosis and he's going to die. And
you've ruined it now.
Well, that's why I asked.
Carry on.
Fucking Phil. So he's going to die, and I thought, well, if you've been told you've got weeks to live, you're not going to care about your appearance, are you? You're really not.
No.
So when I was playing him towards the end of his life, I stopped cutting his hair. I stopped cutting his beard. So he just looks like an absolute tramp by the end of the game. But for me, it suits the story. It makes sense.
I know what you mean.
So that's another reason why I love it, because it's just little tiny things like that you can change. Another one is that you can, the horses you get, depending on their experience, they develop personalities.
Yeah.
Dude.
And I was going to say I can name all my horses. my chat named my horses so far.
Yeah.
We've got Bodicea the second. We've got Tesco, Vintage Milk, Pixie Bean,
Wow.
Crusty Socks,
Wow. Good names,
Angel Dust, Polka Dot, Dinner, Buell, and the last one, the current one I've got at the moment is Rachel.
Rachel, nice.
So
I like Angel Dust. I'm not sure why though.
I fucking didn't. She was a bitch. She did. She was my worst horse, Angel Dust. Angel Dust is honestly.
I was going to say, Angel Dust sounds like a unicorn.
Angel Dust is.
I thought it was,
I'll make a seed unicorn.
everyone thought it'd be a funny name, but I was fine with doing it. But that horse, oh my god, man! I've never had, ever, and I've played that game about 4 or 5 times.
Yeah.
I've never had a misbehaved horse as bad as that. She was terrified of fucking everything, and I mean everything, constantly. The moment I would come off her, she would just bolt and run away from nothing, and it just did. I couldn't wait to get rid of her.
Wow. Oh, that's amazing,
You know
mate.
what, though? So I was going to mention, you said about the fact that for each different part of the game, you grew or stylized the beard in relevance to the story arc of the game. I think that just kind of shows how much you love the game, doesn't it? Because not only are you just playing it for the sheer fact of the fun of playing it, but you're also thinking about stylistic choices to take for yourself within the game, as opposed to what the game just offers in itself.
Oh yeah, 100%, 100%. The first time I played it, I just did what I wanted. I didn't.
Yeah.
You don't really, do you? You want to do your own thing.
Yeah,
And then,
you just want to get through as far as possible.
Yeah.
And then when I had finished my first playthrough, I had noticed that I had missed so many things. It was ridiculous. I had on my first playthrough, I had done 79% of the game in total.
Wow.
And that was my first, and that was when I completed the whole mission.
Yeah.
My last playthrough before my stream, I had done 95%. So I still haven't even done 100%. There's still loads of things I've missed on there.
Being perfectly honest though, 79% for your first playthrough of Red Dead Redemption, that's high considering how big the game is, really.
Exactly.
Let's be honest.
The game's that big, isn't it? That I think if you bought it physical copy, it was 2 disc, wasn't it? If you remember.
I think so. I didn't get it physical. I was very late to the game. I've only been playing games in the modern sense only for about 4 or 5 years now.
Yeah.
So I missed out on a lot of stuff. So I didn't get a hard copy. But the soft copy, I know, nearly broke my PlayStation 4. I had to get rid of so many games that I hadn't played in years, but I didn't need to get rid of them. They were just not filling up space. But then I had to, obviously, for Red Dead.
Yeah, and I believe it was at least over 100 gigabyte, wasn't it?
Oh, I don't even know, man. I know I'll never get rid of it, and it is a hassle for me because a couple of my mates, when they want to play a game that I've deleted, I've got to go, right, I've got to re-download that then. Because I am not getting rid of Red Dead. I just can't. I can't do it.
I know what you mean, and that's what happened with me with games. It was the fact that I didn't have any space or anything. So what I did in the end is I bought a Seagate external hard drive.
Oh yeah.
And that worked out perfect for me. I mean, I used to have a 2 terabyte, but then I upgraded to a 5 terabyte, so I can store all my PS4 games and everything on it. And I still got loads of space on it. You see?
Yeah. I'm thinking of getting one of those because I feel like I'll need it.
Yeah. Well, if you play a lot of games like me and Phil do, then yes. Or we buy a lot of games. Let's just say that.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Well, I mean, I'll be honest. When I was on the PS4, when I first got a PS4, my brother had one for years, and he said to me, "Right, before you do anything, you're going to want to buy a hard drive for inside to swap it out for something bigger." I was like, "Okay." So I think it was it was either a 2 terabyte or no, it was 2 terabyte. Yeah, that I got 2 terabyte internal hard drive.
Yeah.
And I also bought a 4 terabyte external at the time. But then with the PS5, I've now got a 5 terabyte external and no extra internal one at the minute. So you can't get very many PS5 games on there with the size of certain ones.
Oh, I know.
So yeah,
Exactly.
it is necessary to buy one in the end, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's definitely worth it.
Yeah,
Definitely.
absolutely.
I just don't have the money yet.
Yeah, I know.
I hear
what
that.
you mean. I saved up. I actually saved up because at 3 years down the line having the PS5, I thought, I'm going to save up for a SSD drive so I can, put more storage into the PS5 itself, because I know you obviously, because of the loading times and everything, that you can't store them on the you can store them on a external hard drive, but you can't play PS5 games from an external hard drive. So I decided, well, it's been 3 years wait, I've saved up a bit now, I might as well get a SSD drive. So I got a 2 terabyte and put it in, and it works fantastic, to be honest with you.
Amazing.
So if you
Random question for you.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts on the new PS5 Pro controller?
Well, I don't have a PS5. So the controller, hang on, I'll have to Google it.
Sorry, dude. I've probably been checked out of the conversation a little bit there.
No, it's okay. PS5 controller.
I think it's called the DualSense Edge. It's basically the Pro controller to the Xbox Elite.
Oh, okay. I don't like the white. But that's just me. I can't. If that was all in black, I would like that.
Well, you can actually. Yeah. Well, not the Pro controller, but you can get the original controller in black now.
Oh, can you?
Yes, and you can get faceplates as well. That's a good thing about PS5 as well. If you ever get one, you can change the faceplates on it.
Yeah. Because when I saw the PS5 come out originally, I was like, why is it in white?
Yeah, I know what you mean.
I'm not a fan of, because I don't know if it's just me, but I really like all my technology to be black.
Well, yeah, you don't have a white TV, do you?
No, exactly. Man, I used to work for Sky, and we were selling white TVs, and when I would speak to customers on the phone, and they'd say what color they wanted the TV, and they'd say like white or pink or green, I'd be like,
what's wrong with you?
Yeah, exactly. Because I love all my technology to be black, because it looks cleaner.
Yeah,
so
it does.
So you don't have to clean it that often. You don't have to dust it that often.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
And just in my opinion, it just looks more advanced if it's black. I don't know what it is. It just looks older if it's like white. That makes sense.
No, I agree with you.
I know what you mean. I think they've gone to the original PlayStation colour, haven't they? Because there was a grey and a white one. So back in the days. Back
in before my time. Unfortunately. Sorry, fellas.
I don't think it was before my time though. I was around when the first PS. The PS1.
I was around, but I was interested more in like Thomas the Tank Engine by that.
I think I was actually.
I mean, I think I do prefer white over the grey that they used to have, but everything, when it comes to tech, as you say, like black tech always looks so much better.
It just does. I don't know what to say, like, because all of my with my setup right now as we're talking, I've got my two screens, they're black, my keyboard's black, my mouse is black and silver, but it's black, my camera's black, my monitor's black, my mic is it just looks better in my opinion. It just looks way more. It just looks better.
Yeah, same. Well, my desk is black. My headphones are black. Me camera, like you say, and me screen is black as well. And my podcast. So yeah, everything's black basically.
It just looks better. Just in my, it just looks more advanced.
Yeah, it does.
I know. Well, I'll be honest. Like every time before I used my PlayStation 5 controller, I used to wash my hands and then sanitize them as well, thinking, well, this is going to prevent it from getting dirty. It got dirty within 2 weeks.
This is what I mean, see, because it's not just dust. It's like when you touch it, obviously, no matter how much you wash your hands, no matter how much you sanitize them, your hands are gonna get oily. That's how your skin is protected.
Yeah,
absolutely.
And when you're constantly holding something that's covered in like white carbonate or white paint, it's gonna stain. It's gonna stain.
Yeah.
It's
exactly.
Obviously black. That it will eventually happen, but it's not as noticeable and it won't happen as quickly. Just easier.
And definitely as well, if you're in an intense game and you're having a bit of rage, yes, you're holding it like that, you're sweating, so yeah.
Oh, I was going to say that's a different story right there.
Well, me and Phil have been like that on Rogue Company before.
No, don't know what you're talking about. I do not rage at games at all, not in the slightest.
No, mine is more like Fall Guys, where
Fall Guys is rage as well.
Nothing to do with me. I'm doing everything perfect. It is the fat bastards in the way who keep like nudging me, pulling me, knocking me over. There's a clip of me somewhere that someone took.
Yeah.
It's me and Pixie playing Fall Guys together, and I spend so long trying to get thrown up by one of those like pinball things.
Oh yeah, I know.
And constantly I'm getting knocked down over and over again by these fat fuckers. And I get on it, I get flung into the air, I fling so far, I'm on the finish line, and then it goes disqualified.
Eliminated.
Eliminated across the screen. And you can just see my face. It is anger, then it is shock, then it is disappointment. And you hear Pixie's little voice in the background going, "Oh, did you make it? No, I didn't make it, bud."
Oh, that just makes it even worse. Like, you're already annoyed as it is, and then that question just sets you over the edge.
The thing was, she was being very honest about it. She thought I made it, because I had come that close. She thought, "Oh, you've just made it." No, I did not, love.
I mean, I will say, I don't know what your opinion is, but in regards to Fall Guys, I'm glad that you don't talk to anyone else who's not like in a private party with you, because I feel like I'd be banned off there already.
Yeah. Same.
Yeah, same here. It's more.
Yeah.
I start kicking off and shouting. It's nothing to do with me. It's nothing to do with my teammates. It is all those other little fuckers we're in competition.
It's so true.
It is so true. And when me and Phil have been on Rogue Company before, we've been like that. And do you know what? I decided one day, I'm going to do a video for my YouTube here just to show people. So I ended up calling it, because it's called Rogue Company, but I called it Rogue Rage. And it was...
I like that.
I thought, do you know what? I'll show a bit of clips here. And it was quite a funny video. When you see it, there's not only me raging, it's you. I think you did a little bit, Phil, and I think someone else did
just a little.
But
maybe only a little.
It's when people, when you have people hacking the game, that really gets on me and Phil's nerves,
Mate, don't even get me started and stuff like that. It's like you can tell when someone's hacking in a game as well, because because I play a lot of Overwatch with that lot as well, because most of my streams is more like just gaming with friends. That's mostly what it is.
Nice.
And our little group of me, Necro, Pixie, Tatey, we play Overwatch a lot over on Pixie stream.
Yeah.
And the amount of times you can clearly catch someone cheating, and it's like, oh mate, come on. Like, if you can't play the game properly, don't play. Simple as. But I'll tell you this though, there's never anything more satisfying than beating a cheater.
Yeah,
absolutely.
We've actually done that, and we've gone karma, and then you know what? They leave the game, don't they, as well?
Oh yeah, they're so like salty about it as well.
Yeah,
It's I think it was. I know it was an Overwatch. I can't remember what character it was. There was no point in asking me. But it was. They basically shot me through a wall. Obviously, that's impossible to do.
Yeah, well, that happens on Rogue Company as well, mate. You want to see it?
That happens a lot.
Bad.
Exactly, and they have the kill cam, and I watched the kill cam. I was streaming at the time, so everyone who was in the game watched the kill cam.
Yeah,
and they said the same thing. They were like, "Nope, that's clearly cheating.
Yeah,
you can't even if you glitched out, you can't do that. There's too much of a delay." And we absolutely kicked their ass in that game. You know,
nice.
So it's.
I bet you all shouting karma, weren't you?
Oh well, no, we were shouting a lot worse stuff than that.
Was you?
Hey, at least you're honest about it.
Neko likes to write to him as well. He likes to write to him in the overall chat.
Yeah.
And,
oh my god.
He's the stuff he to say to him is like it's not like, you know, it's not bad. It's just funny. It's just very creative.
Yeah.
What he says. And
it's trash talking, basically.
Yeah.
100%. He's excellent at that. He just knows the right thing to say to make us laugh. And you know, if you were on the other end of that, it'd piss you off. He's that good at it.
I mean, because there is a fine line between trash talking and, you know, being a dick. But like,
exactly. There is.
Yeah, we've all come across both kinds of people, and you know.
Well, that's happened to me, hasn't it, Phil? For instance.
Yeah.
I mean, that night, oh god, it was really horrible. You know, sometimes you have a bad night and you just can't play the game. Well,
oh yeah, I know. It's like, because sometimes, have you seen the meme where it's like the guy who's worked all day, he just wants to chill, play a couple of games,
yeah, and
then he gets roasted by a bunch of kids,
yeah,
and it's really sad. But to be fair though, the amount of times that we've had like bad players, we've had good players 10 times more. Like we've had genuinely good people at the game.
Yeah. Like,
you know, we don't want them to win, but we're like, you know what, fair enough, you deserve it.
Yeah.
Or people who are just good sports at it. I mean, when we were playing Overwatch, Pixie typed in the whole chat for everyone. We're on a map where there's a beach. She was like, "Can we just all go to the beach?" And all the characters from both teams just went to the beach and started messing about with each other throughout the entire game.
Oh, that's brilliant.
That's amazing.
It was amazing. So it's the more we definitely have more good games than bad. 100%. We have more good players than bad, and to be fair, most of the time it's the best way to make mates online as well. I've made a few mates from doing that.
Well, I mean, we made a friend recently on Rogue Company, a guy called Cameron, because the rest of the opposing squad, 2 of them left, so it was 2 against 4, and they had no chance of winning, so he started dancing, so we started dancing with him, you know, doing the emotes rather than trying to kill him.
Yeah.
And the other person on the other team decided to just try and kill us all, and he was getting really annoyed, and in the end, we all teamed up on that one person, and then us and Callum just started, you know, doing the emotes to each other, dancing about, messing about.
Yeah.
And in the end, we added him as a friend, and it was like, oh, you're an absolute legend for joining in with that.
Yeah, because normally you don't get that, and it was just the fact he started. He went, "Do you know what? I'm just going to dance with you guys," and he tried to shoot his teammate that was left.
His teammate. You know what though? It'd be nice, like if you had that, like you have with Overwatch, where you can, you know, tell like the whole, not even just the whole party, like the whole, like both teams.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, like I get that in Battlefront 2 as well. Not always. In my opinion, the Battlefront 2 community is very, very bad. I tend to play more co-op, where you're playing against AI rather than other players. Yeah. But sometimes when we've played HVV with other players, there's been moments where everyone just stops fighting and just starts doing stupid emotes or like messed around with like lightsabers and stuff.
That's awesome.
So it's not always. It's quite a good laugh. I enjoy it.
But that's what makes it more interesting as well, when people go, well, you know what? Okay, we're not going to win the game, or just let's dance, let's have a laugh, innit?
Exactly. I don't feel like killing today.
Yeah. Can we not just hug it out rather than kill each other?
Yeah.
Why are we at war?
Yeah.
Can we not be friends?
It's just like, and from there onwards, Klankaboi's heart grew 3 times.
But then you get a load of friend requests. Should we do it again?
Oh no! Like the second anything kicks off, I'm killing them straight away.
Absolutely.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm a bit of a bad lad, so you know it's.
Aren't we all?
It's the best people, honestly.
Yeah, it is.
It is amazing because there's a lot of toxic gamers out there. We can't deny that. But as you said, for everyone there is 10 good. So it's better to just focus on the positive ones, isn't it?
100%. It really is 100%. Like if you like working for a company where you're on the phones and you deal with complaints a lot, everyone focuses on the negative.
Yeah.
Purely because when something positive happens to you, you sort of think about it just in passing.
Yeah.
It doesn't really stay in your mind until someone brings something up or something similar happens or something like that. Whereas if something bad happens to you, that stays in your mind for a long time. You want to talk about it, you want to rant about it, you want to relive it sometimes.
Yeah. And
that's why people often complain a lot about their games, but don't say any of the good stuff about it, because it's more better to complain about something than to it's easier to complain about something than to praise it.
It's a bit like having bad habits, isn't it? I was listening to a podcast the other day, and it was basically saying that scientists reckon bad habits will always be there. It might not be the same one all the time, but there will be a bad habit there, and that bad habit will always be in your mind, and it could be a bad habit that ends up being a reward at the end of it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. I know exactly what you mean there, but I mean, it's I enjoy having fun with my friends.
Yeah.
I've only been doing this now for nearly 4 months on Friday.
Wow. Wow.
And brilliant. I've made some wonderful connections with a lot of wonderful, slightly mental,
like ourselves then.
Yeah, exactly. Wonderful, brilliant, amazing characters. Like they, because now that I'm an adult, obviously all my mates, they've either got a missus or they've got kids or they've got a very demanding job.
Yeah,
they're not free as much as they were. So when I tend to stream, the reason I do it so much is because it just feels like I'm just playing games with my mates. That just what it feels like, and when I see people in my chat, I just talk to them. Just why? Yeah,
and know exactly. Well, I know exactly what you mean as well. I mean, before I started with Stream Wars, like yourself, I didn't really talk to much people other than like Phil or any other people that I knew. But then,
and I'm a pain in the ass.
Yeah, well, takes one to know one, doesn't it?
Oh God.
Yeah, but basically, we wouldn't talk to anyone. Phil would be on the same path with me, but we just didn't talk to people because we knew if we talked to people in game chat, you didn't always get a nice person in the chat, and we've come across some horrible people in gameplay, but and I'm sure you have.
Oh, I have. I've come across a few, let's just say, unsavory characters. There's because I've been sort of babysat for most of my streaming experience from Vintage Milk, from Pixie, from Yoda, Ducky. They've because a lot of them are more experienced. Well, they're way more experienced than me in this sort of area, so they've steered me in the right direction for places. I've still come across bad things because of course you are. I think there was. I'm not going to say the name of this person, obviously, but this individual was part of a group of ours. I was introduced to them.
Yeah,
and they were constantly self-promoting in other people's chats.
No,
that's not. They were.
there was a moment as well. It was a game that me and Vintage were playing. It was what's it called now? Little Hope. Do you guys know that game?
I've heard of it, I think.
It's like a horror game where you can either be one player or two player. If it's two player, it's way more fun because you guys play different perspectives of the same story, play different characters and that sort of stuff. Yeah. It's quite good. I enjoyed it. But it's a two-player game. Everyone knows it's a two-player game.
Yeah.
And this person went into Vintage's chat as we were streaming it, demanding that he join the call with us. Why? Why? Because first it's a two-player game. So why would you join in the call? Make a difference. Plus, as well, you don't go into someone else's chat and demand why you're not. You demand to know why you're not there.
No, that's just disrespectful.
Yeah, it is.
Exactly. It's safe to say that this person got called out for their actions and were kicked out of the group. But it's I've come across quite a few bad eggs, but I've definitely come across better ones than bad ones.
Yeah.
Meeting you lot, it's wonderful. It's been a real fun experience, honestly.
It definitely has, and it has for me. And to be honest with you, joining Stream Wars was the best thing I did, to be honest with you. And it was Blue Carrot Gaming that invited me to it, and he said, "Look, mate," he said, "everyone streams, has fun, talks to each other, play games and all that." So he said, "Why don't you join this Stream Wars community? It's a fantastic community." So I did, and ever since then, I've just met a load of people like yourself. It's brilliant.
Oh yeah, how did I get into Stream Wars? It was Ducky. Ducky did that.
Oh wow.
She was. See, I could trace all this back to Vintage Milksy because he's the one who introduced me to everything.
Yeah.
He introduced me to a streamer called Ontos, who is in Stream Wars.
Yes, I know Ontos. I've spoke to him a few times.
Ontos then raided out to me whilst I was playing Red Dead.
Yeah.
Which introduced me to Ducky, and then Ducky was like, "Oh, you seem like a good laugh. Do you want to join Stream Wars?" So that's how I turned up there, and it's like a big rabbit hole.
Yeah.
I've sort of been digging, and I've just been finding more and more people, more and more stuff. It's helped me both in terms of streaming and just in terms of just meeting new people and having a good time.
Exactly, and you know what? Phil would say the same thing as well. But basically, I tried to find a Discord server where I could interact like we are doing now and with other people, but I just couldn't find the right Discord channel until Blue Carrot Gaming invited me to Stream Wars community. So big shout out to him, because if it wasn't for him, I wouldn't be part of Stream Wars community. Wouldn't need to know who they were, but fantastic, they're a brilliant community.
Oh, they really are. They're very good with each other. I guess because I've been part of other communities. I currently am part of communities, but Stream Wars is my favourite.
Yeah.
I mean, I'll be honest now, I like a bit of a dick when I think about it, because before I joined Stream Wars and before I started streaming, my thought was, okay, I'll start streaming because I'm a lonely bugger who's, sat in the house on his Billy Todd all day. So, but then I was like, well, yeah, James kept telling me to join Stream Wars. Go on, start streaming, join Stream Wars. Trust me, it'll be the best thing you'll ever do. Trust me, it'll be great for you. Trust me, honestly. But in the end, I was like, right, I'll do it just to shut him up. And
best thing going, was it?
Being honest.
To be fair, the best things come from out of spite and that sort of stuff. So I love it.
You're not wrong. But I mean, I thought it's going to be literally just, oh, hi, yeah, I'll watch your stream if you'll watch my stream. I thought it was all just,
What,
I didn't think it was, I thought it was all disingenuine. Do you know what I mean? And that makes me sound like a dick, but that's just how I viewed it. And I thought that'd be how it'd be streaming as well. You'd have to put up with nothing but that. But from all the communities I'm a part of so far, it's been nothing but pure kindness. And it's amazing, isn't it? I mean...
Oh, it really is. I've and they're not fake either.
No.
If that makes sense, because
Yeah.
another mate of mine, Stu, he doesn't stream, but he's appeared on a couple of my streams
Yeah.
because he's a mate, and he said the same thing. He was like, "Oh, there's one big problem with streamers." I said, "What?" I said, "What's that?" And he went, "They don't do it for fun anymore." And I was like, you know what? That's very true with like you can certainly see it with a lot of the big ones.
Yes, definitely.
Yeah.
With like the I don't want to say small, like, it's
Yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah.
but like with the lesser known ones,
More down to earth people.
exactly.
Yeah,
It's purely for fun.
Yeah.
It's purely for a laugh. I mean, because I said to a mate of mine, I said, look, if I ever get to the stage of saying I don't know what to stream purely because I don't know how my stream will how my chat will feel about it, I was like, you got to tell me off. You got to tell me not to think like that.
Yeah.
I often say I don't know what to stream, not because it's I don't know how chat cares. I personally don't care what they think. It's more to do with just I don't know what to play. I got so much stuff I want to do. I don't know which one to pick. So it's more like that. Because a mate of mine did mention that before. He did say, you want to be careful that your chat comes in and you're playing a game they don't want you to play. And I go, do you know what my response was?
What was
Fuck
it?
on.
Fuck them.
Great response.
Nice.
Great response.
If they're not there to chat to me, then no point you being here. In all honesty, because that's because I don't sit there in silence. As you can tell now, I'm just rambling.
Yeah.
I just talk absolute bollocks for an hour and a half.
I'm the same these days. It's a good thing, yeah. It is a good thing.
Yeah.
It's a good thing. And I remember someone saying to me like, "Oh, go, you talk to yourself a lot." And I go, "Well, it's the only way to ensure an intelligent conversation." That's my favorite one to bite back with on people. So it's
Love it.
You guys can use that if you're caught talking to yourself. Sometimes.
Oh, brilliant, mate.
I like that.
I love it. And you know what, mate? I've played a few games with you each night there and then, but I enjoyed it. The last one, it was fantastic. It was a great laugh.
So did I, man. That was for my boy Vintage's birthday.
Yeah.
I will be planning a big Fall Guys stream soon, but I want it to be for like a special occasion. I'm thinking if I hit 200 followers or something, I think that's what I'll do it for.
Yeah, that would be fantastic. That
you'll obviously be on that list, so don't you worry, because it's always a good laugh.
Yeah.
I just love just playing games with people. It's just so much fun. I just enjoy it.
It's very good, mate. And you know what? It was even funnier because most of the chat you couldn't actually hear me.
Oh, I know. I know. You were so quiet, man, and everyone was like, I can't even hear what he's saying.
It was only Ducky that could hear me, and I was like, that's impossible.
That's the thing, see, and it wasn't like. But when you had half hour left or something, you were like, "Oh, I fixed it."
Yeah. Do you know what it was? It changed my mic to divert for some reason, so not everyone could hear me.
Oh wow!
Yeah.
It's just the audio issues I've had in the past have been so ridiculous.
Yeah.
Like there's an issue I had where on my Streamlabs, it just would not record anything. Anything at all. It would record everything else on the other scenes, just not on the one I wanted. Do you know how I fixed it? How I managed to fix it?
Did you reboot it?
No, I moved a wire.
What? Really?
I didn't even unplug. The wire was fixed in place. There's nothing wrong with it. I'm currently moving it right now. Everything is fine. I simply moved a wire so I could unplug another one. Before I unplugged that other one, it was working.
Wow.
And I was like, "Oh, you've got to be taking the piss out of me."
So it's got to be a glitch in the software then, hasn't it?
It had to be. It had to be something with my capture card because everything else was working. It was purely just the picture. The sound was working, everything. And I didn't even unplug a wire and plug it back in. That's how ridiculous it got. I moved it, and it had gone. Yeah, but there's nothing wrong with the wire though. I've moved it before. I'm like, right, is there a point where it just cuts out? Nope, I've never had that problem since. So it's just like, I hate technology.
Yeah, it's definitely the software, because obviously, with a capture card, if it doesn't capture anything, it tells you, doesn't it?
Exactly. But the thing was, it was capturing the sound.
It's weird.
Just not the picture.
That's so weird.
So bizarre. So bizarre. But the issue had been fixed, but I know your pain there, man, with audio issues. Just a nightmare.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
I mean, well, it's funny when it comes to tech, because, for example, when we were trying to record last night, we could talk in a chat normally. As soon as we started recording, James couldn't hear my voice. So then it was the question of, okay, what's the problem?
Yeah.
So we were trying to find out if it was my internet, if it was his internet, if it was my side on Discord, if it was his side on Discord, whether it was the software he was using to record, whether it was the software he was using elsewhere on his laptop. Like, there was so many problems it could have been.
Yeah.
And just trying to pinpoint one, you're like, just something. Fucking tell me the problem, please.
It's like,
because I don't know.
It's like, what the? I was like, what the fuck is going on? I'm sure everything's working.
Oh no, there's been moments where I go, what the fuck do you want? It's saying that to an inanimate object, and I hate it as well when you go through all these hurdles of trying to figure out what it is, and then, like, I don't know, the following day, like if you sleep it off. The following day, you go, oh, you know what? I'm gonna try that one thing that's so simple. I didn't think of. It's not going to be that, but I just want to let it out. You do it, and that was the problem the entire time. So you got to go back and fix it all. It's just, I hate it.
Yeah, I know what you mean. It's just annoying when you think, oh, everything's sorted. We're gonna have a good night of recording the next minute. You're not working, and you're not working. Fuck you.
Mate. There's a stream I did, it was a couple of weeks ago, where everything was fine, everything worked. The moment I went live, the camera stopped working, the sound alert stopped working. It was not the important stuff, but everything the little tiny pieces, it was like, why is that stopped working? And it just doesn't tell you. You just unplug it, plug it back in, it just works all of a sudden. But the problem is, if you're doing it on stream, particularly on Streamlabs, you have to turn the whole thing off before it works again. And I thought the things that aren't working, it's not worth me finishing my stream early.
I know what you mean.
So it's but yeah, I'm with you there. I've had so many just king of audio issues, me.
Crazy issues with me.
That's the name.
yeah, exactly.
I was going to say, my clanker issues then, because it can't be boy issues. That just sounds weird.
It does, doesn't it?
I've got boy issues.
I've got boy issues.
It does sound a bit peculiar.
Oh, darling.
We all have boy issues, but we don't want to say them.
Oh my god.
But yeah, it's one of them, isn't it? But yeah, the other thing as well, that probably actually did you a favour, your sound alerts not working that night, because no one could request for birthday cake if you had it on them.
Fucking hell, man. I have had to make that way more expensive now. Because I didn't expect that to be so popular.
It's just the way you do it. It's just fantastic, mate. It's amazing. I laugh at it all the time. I'm thinking, wow, this is just great. This.
I did it the first time because I thought it'd be funny, and then a lot of people missed it.
Yeah.
And so I did the second. I think 2 people were in my stream who saw it. They liked it. And then more and more people came to my stream later, and I think someone randomly just went, "Oh, what's this?" and played it. So I did it again, and they just kept on demanding it. Problem was, because it's quite long, it disturbs a lot of the stream. So I made it, because people are doing it constantly, I made it a bit more expensive in terms of points, to which everyone was upset with. But I was like, look, it's unfortunately it's just the way it is. It's gets to a point where that's all I'm doing the entire stream.
Well, you did have Ducky requesting for it for
fucking hell,
nearly every hour of your stream.
Oh my god!
And then you got me now as well.
And you got you doing it as well. I had spent so long with those new alerts, and everyone only wanted to use the one. So I was like, oh, for fuck's sake.
I love the other one as well. What is it called? Are you afraid to get wet?
Yeah, that's an old meme. Me and my mate said years ago. We were watching Pirates of the Caribbean.
Yeah,
and we were pissed drunk, and we were watching the third one. It's when Davy Jones just shouts, "You're afraid to get wet." We lost our absolute shit. And it's just, I was like, I've got to make that sound alert if I'm ever on Twitch. That sound alert didn't exist. I had to make it. So it's out there somewhere now, but it didn't exist before I started using it.
I know you. I see you can actually make your own ones, which is very clever when you think of it. It just makes it like,
makes it way more personal.
Makes it does.
Absolutely.
Because some sound alerts are common because they're common. People like them, but when you see like 10 streamers and they have the same sound alert, it's kind of like, come on.
Yeah.
And be a bit more creative. Come on.
So true.
Yeah.
I mean, there's some that, you don't have a choice. They have to be, you have to put them on, like there's so many people that have emotional damage.
Oh yeah, there's some, I have that one.
I love that one. We say it all the time.
That's the thing, see, there's some that, it makes sense, they're common. It makes sense why people have them.
Yeah.
But there's some people they just add on the common ones, and it's kind of like they don't even have faith in it either. And it's kind of like, do something different at least. So that's why I have green screen visual alerts as well as sound alerts as well. My personal favorite one is Lazy Town.
I think I've come into a stream where it's literally someone's requested for it, and it's come up on your screen. I'm like,
it's Robbie Rotten where he just goes, he just pulls a blind over the stream. He just goes, "Don't let your kids watch this." So that's a personal favorite of mine. There's a few others. I just got very creative with it. I decided. Because another streamer, I don't know if you've heard of it. You must do. She's in Stream Wars. Kloblo? Huh?
I think I might have seen a name come up.
She introduced me to that type of stuff. She was like, this is how I did it. There's different ways you can do it, and I chose the way where it's full screen and you get the visual alerts. Problem is, if then I chose the green screen ones, because they don't take up the full screen, if that makes sense, because you can still see me playing the game. But I do like them because they take you out for a moment, because it's like, oh wow, okay, that's on screen now. So I'm just having a laugh. That's
what it's all about, isn't it?
Exactly. It's just what my channel is all about, just having a laugh and enjoying ourselves, really.
Yeah, and that's basically what I'm doing. I do it for fun. I want people to know how crazy I am and how much passion I've got into gaming and streaming.
I just like to be a dickhead to people and see how much I can get away with.
And I've been in your live streams, and you get away with it quite a bit, don't you?
I fucking do as well. I'm surprised. That's why I have a sound alert saying "sorry, you cancel," because it's helped keep me in check sometimes.
I've not used that one yet, but I'm gonna have to use that next time you stream.
That's one of Ducky's favourites. She loves using that one.
Yeah.
It's the Black Knight from Scooby Doo going, "Sorry, you're cancelled." So it's I get away with a lot. Like I'm waiting for that moment of someone to cancel me, and I'll be like, I was on the internet once.
But the thing is, if that's your humour, then you go with it, mate. Because you know what, it makes you laugh, doesn't it? It makes everyone else laugh. it's just brilliant.
Well, yeah, exactly. Because there's like a lot of people have what they like to dub an I don't give a fuck attitude. Problem is, if you have that all the time, that's always turned on, then you don't build attachments with anyone. You become very isolated. You become very aggressive. Then and it's just a nasty cycle. But when you do things to entertain people, and in that moment it's the I don't give a fuck attitude, and then you turn it off when necessary, it's a lot more charming, in my opinion, anyway.
No, you're right. You're definitely right.
But yeah, it's been brilliant. We are coming to near the end of the podcast this week, but there's a few things we would like to answer. Well, should it say ask and you answer? That sounds better, doesn't it?
Just switch it around.
Makes more sense.
My turn to ask questions. The guest becomes the host.
Let the interviewee become the interviewer.
Exactly. Yeah.
Exterminate him.
The student has become the teacher.
Exactly.
Go on, Mr. Miyagi, speak away.
Yeah, it's just like once I was the learner, now I am the master.
But yeah, is there any questions you would like to ask Klankaboi before you get off, Phil, or would you like to ask me even?
Okay, so I know that you mentioned your favorite game earlier.
Yeah.
Do you have a favorite genre of game?
Ooh,
that's a good one.
I'm gonna go open world again.
Yes.
Okay, that makes sense.
Purely because there's just endless possibilities you can do with that.
Yeah.
But you guys have seen on my channel, I play all sorts of stuff. Like I don't stick to one particular genre because that's just not who I am. I wanna try everything. We do puzzle games. We've done role playing games. Just games where you like Fall Guys, where you got one objective. Fuck everyone else. Just get you
hug each other all the game long.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So it's all sorts of games, man. But if I had to pick one, it would certainly be open world stuff.
Brilliant.
Purely because the possibilities are literally endless with that.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you know what? Open world is fantastic. And what's your favourite game and genre, Phil?
Okay, so I'm gonna go series-wise with game, and I'm gonna say Uncharted. If you want me to be specific, probably Uncharted 4 is my favorite game.
Yeah.
I can't not mention Simpsons Hit and Run from the PS2 because
mate,
I was brought up on that game.
Yes,
same.
I stole it from my cousin's house.
Did you? Did he ever see it back?
Oh well,
I nicked it.
Well, I'll be honest, our one that we had it for the Xbox, and you get up to before the final world, the Treehouse of Horror world.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
But you get up to that one, and literally as Boss talking about the aliens, he's like, who am I talking about? This is going to rock. And as soon as it starts saying rock, it just glitches out, and it's like, So I never got to play the game the entire way through. So I'd start the game, get all the way up to there, and then be like, it's crashed. Do you know what?
Oh, no.
I'll start the entire game again and see if it continues to crash, see if it ever gets past it. So I must have completed up to that part of the game about 50 times.
And it always crashed.
No.
It was not logical, but I loved that game.
Yeah, same.
One game from back in the day was the OG Battlefront 2 from 2005.
Yeah.
It was that game and Simpsons Hit and Run. I was, brought on, basically.
Go on.
And I remember I had a hard copy of Battlefront 2. It was my first copy of it, and I dropped it, and it got scratched at some point.
Oh no!
And the game itself was fine, but I had to start a game immediately. I could not wait in the menu for like a couple of minutes because the moment it'd go to, because it would play Duel of Fates in the background where it goes dun 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 dun. The problem is when it get to that bit of the song, it'd go dun 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 dun, and you'd start
Oh no!
you'd start to see characters glitching out. But it was quite a good remix because you go dun 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 dun. It was quite good. It was like, but I remember playing that game. I was on a time limit. I was like, right, okay, it's gonna load up now, and I just pressing X to be like, come on, come on, choose faction, go play, load. Oh, amazing.
Well, I'll be honest, so a lot of the games that we had when we were younger, we were not a wealthy family. So a lot of the games that we, a lot of the ones that we bought,
found in the back of a bin, your nan bought from a car boot sale or something.
Second hand or
that's it, yeah.
It's one of them. You know someone who knows someone.
Yeah, exactly. They burn you copied, and all the colors are saturated. They don't work.
Absolutely. I think that was probably the problem with the Simpsons Hit and Run game. We used to have.
Yeah.
Not that we did, but we knew someone who knew someone who knew someone who knew someone. But yeah, so we had to deal with a lot of those issues when I was a kid. Like, okay, quick, get it to load up as quick as you can so it doesn't crash. And so then even on like the Simpsons Hit and Run, as soon as that scene started, you were repeatedly like pressing buttons trying to do anything to get it to skip. But I mean, like, I don't think it's not as easy to do that nowadays as it used to be.
No, it's not. And
like,
no,
copying.
No,
it's definitely not.
I mean, I know when my brother got his PSP, it's going years back now, like, he was like, he got a terrible game that he didn't want, and he was like, I wonder if I buy one of those tiny discs for a camcorder, if you can copy a game onto it and put it inside a PSP disc and it might work. And I was like, I doubt it, but he was stupid enough to try and completely fucked up that game in particular, but...
And did he succeed?
No, he did not.
Well, yeah, talking about Simpsons Hit and Run and the original Star Wars Battlefront, there was talks about the Star Wars Battlefront coming to PlayStation Plus premium tiers. Don't know whether that's going to happen anytime soon. I know it's not happening this month because they've just announced the games for the catalogue. But
yeah, but what they want to do is because they couldn't for a while because Lucasfilm in their infinite wisdom.
Yeah.
So basically, George Lucas knows how to run games and toys and all that sort of stuff. He may not know everything about films, but he knows that area. So he made his own gaming company, LucasArts.
Yeah.
They were in charge of all Star Wars, Indiana Jones, Willow, anything that was owned by Lucasfilm. They made games for. It was primarily Star Wars, but they made games for all sorts of stuff. And when he sold Lucasfilm to Disney decided to go the cheaper route of not keeping LucasArts as a company. So they dissolved it. They sent all their staff on their way, and they sold all of their gaming rights to EA, who were notoriously, infamous for problematic things. I mean, Battlefront 2, the present one, is possibly the biggest game to have the most significant impact on this industry because of the whole microtransaction controversy, and that was all because of EA. That was what EA were doing. Now, Lucasfilm have decided, in their infinite wisdom, that was a complete waste of time. It's damaged their reputation. It's damaged the trust of the gaming community. So they decided to basically recreate LucasArts. It's not called LucasArts. I think it's called Lucas Games or something. It's a shit version of the name. But because they've done that now, they have a lot more free reign to do. So EA wouldn't allow Sony or Microsoft. Oh, sorry, they would allow Microsoft. I don't know why they wouldn't allow Sony. But they certainly wouldn't allow Sony to have the old Battlefront 2 on PlayStation Plus.
Yeah.
I don't know why. I don't know why. But I know that was the reason. I know that was the reason. Now that their contract is terminated with Lucasfilm, that's why talks of it coming back on PlayStation Plus.
I mean, wouldn't it be amazing?
Honestly, it'd be the next thing I'd start streaming because that whole Rise of the Empire campaign is brilliant. Like, it's an unnamed clone trooper going through the whole Clone Wars, the rise of the Empire, the rebellion, all of it. It's amazing.
Well, the other thing is you'd be able to download it because obviously it wasn't on PS3, so it won't be stream only. It'll be download option.
Exactly. It'd be downloadable content. It's not strictly multiplayer. You can fight whole campaigns on your own if you wanted to. Because I'm a big lover of strategy games as well.
Yeah.
I should start doing more of that on my stream. I haven't done strategy games in a while, but I probably will start doing that now the Red Dead's coming to an end.
We'll look forward to that, mate.
Yeah, so hopefully Battlefield.
Tell you what, I won't be looking forward. I won't be looking forward to Red Dead ending on your streams though, because they were hilarious.
I know it's sad, man. It's the first game I ever streamed on my. It's how I started, and it's sad. It's coming to an end now. We've got about two, maybe three more streams left of this.
Oh, wow.
Now, and it's like Arthur's dead, so that's a big part of the biggest bulk of the story is done.
Yeah.
I'm currently playing as John. John has a nice long epilogue, but obviously that's coming to an end. So I can't see this going past 3 streams now.
No.
Yeah.
Let us know when you are live streaming them, mate, and I'll definitely join in with them.
Oh, cheers, man! Because it's going to be emotional in the end.
You should have emotional damage at the end of it.
Emotional damage.
Yeah.
Dude, if I'm on that, I'm it as soon as the credits scroll on screen.
Yeah.
The fucking the best timing of that was when Arthur died because he's looking at the sunset. Oh, sorry, the sunrise, and he sees the sunrise for the last time, which is what he envisioned his death to be. And the screen turns black and the music stops. And then all of a sudden, fucking Robbie Rotten just goes, "Don't let your kids watch this."
Wow.
That's amazing.
So it's nice. It's fun.
That is amazing. And you know what? The other thing is as well. Me and Phil have always said they should bring back Simpsons Hit and Run as well. And
yes.
Do you know what they could do? They could bring it back on PlayStation Plus Premium or something like that.
Yes, they could. 100% they could do that.
Yeah, and recently someone's just recreated Simpsons Hit and Run, but as an open world game.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Honestly, Simpsons as an open world Simpsons game, fucking brilliant.
Yeah, wouldn't it be just?
It'd be amazing.
And multiplayer as well, so you can play with your friends.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah. That would be fantastic. But yeah, thank you, guys, for joining this week's podcast. And you know what? It's been great having you on our show, Klankaboi. It's been amazing.
It's been great to be here, man. I've really enjoyed it. It's been a good laugh.
Yeah,
I'm sad that this conversation's ending. I've really enjoyed it.
I know we could keep going and going, but obviously, as you know,
I can keep for hours. You know me, like so.
But with podcasts as well, if you do too long, people don't tend to listen to them as well. So that's the other thing as well. But
same thing I always say on my stream. Fuck up.
yes. I mean,
as long as you're enjoying it, who cares about anyone else?
That's the thing. See, that's what I'm like anyway.
Nice.
I suppose we could just go a little bit longer if you want to, guys. It'd be amazing.
I don't mind, man. I can jump off now. I can jump off later. It's all good.
Well, we're just going to end with a few things a bit first. But Klankaboi, who would you like to give a shout out to anyone while we're here on the podcast?
I give a shout out to quite a few people. I'd like to give a shout out to the Vintage Milk, obviously.
Yep.
He's my best boy. Even though I'd never admit it to his face, but he is my best. He is my best boy. Pixie Bean, her as well. She's an absolute belter of a laugh, and she's really helped me Just in terms of streaming, she just helped me know where to go. And then Ducky Gaming, of course, she's my best mod because she's literally on it all the time.
I know. I never see her off it, to be honest with you.
Well, she's on it, man, all the time. Like she's always like promoting me and all this sort of stuff. She's like my promoter, my manager.
Yeah.
And I described this to her the other day. She's kind of like a little sister to me now.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
If I was to shout out everyone I wanted to, we'd be here all day.
Yeah.
So I'll just shout out those key three.
But that's brilliant, mate. And you know what? I'm pretty sure when they listen to this podcast, they'll be absolutely made up that you get them a shout out.
Listen to me, they'll probably skip to your bits and be like, "Oh, what's this fucking dickhead talking about that?" Oh, what? You know what? Klankaboi, oh, grow up.
But yeah.
Oh man.
Is there any?
What's you going on about Overwatch for again, man? Shut up.
Well, you just have to. You have to point these things out, don't you? Sometimes.
Well, yeah, I imagine them listening into it, and then they're going, "Oh, he's talking about fucking Red Dead again." So they skip like a good couple of minutes, and I'm still talking about it. They're like, "Oh, fuck's sake!"
Well, yeah, it's been amazing. Any shout outs you would like to give to anyone, Phil? From previous Discord servers or what you win now, or anyone in general.
Yeah, so I want to shout out me because I'm awesome. I want.
Oh wait,
Sorry.
I'm doing that. I'll shout out the Klankaboi.
No! How dare you? I was going to shout you out. Ruined it now.
Shout out to Crazy Ninja.
Yeah.
Shout out to Dream Wars community, obviously.
Yeah.
Shout out to Vibe Nation.
Yeah.
Alien Cow as well.
Yeah, Alien Cow, yes. Another top bloke.
Oh, I know Alien Cow.
I think we all do right now.
Yeah, one more as well. Clap by Carson. Legend.
Yes, I know.
Yeah, I think I know, yeah.
There is others, but, primarily the ones that you've also shouted out, so...
That's brilliant. And you know what? I would like to shout out a few people as well. Basically, I want to shout out Stream Wars community myself because they're fantastic and they've helped my streams out a lot because I've met a lot of people when they've come over to my live stream. So I do appreciate that. I've got a shout out to my best mate, Phil. He's been amazing.
Indeed he has.
And I don't often always say this to him, but yeah, without him as well, my live streams won't be as funny.
You liar.
Yeah, that's true. That's true, but I didn't want to just say it, did I? But also...
cheers, bud.
Get into him, like, jeez.
But I want to shout out to Klankaboi as well, because not only has he took his time to join us on this week's episode, but he comes into my live streams, he makes it more fun in the chat, and he's always there to support like everyone else. It's fantastic. I do appreciate it.
Hello?
Was that my internet or is that yours there, James?
Oh no, I could hear you. Oh no, is it his?
No.
Oh no.
No,
oh, wait,
you can hear me.
Oh, is he back? Oh, now I can. Oh, you dropped then for a second.
That is so weird because I could hear you guys.
Okay, well, hopefully it sounds fine in the chat and we just sound like idiots.
But
Yeah,
I'm not too bothered. It's come to the end, so it was like, I am a robot. I come in peace.
But it's been a really good chat tonight, hasn't it, lads?
It really has, and it's been amazing. And hopefully, Klankaboi, obviously in a few weeks' time, because we're going to try and get quite a few streamers on our show. But would you like to come on another episode sometime?
Oh, I'd love to, man. This has been a good laugh. I'd love to do it.
Oh, fantastic.
Nice.
And we're more than happy to have you, mate. It's been a pleasure. Like always, it's been fantastic, and it's been a really good episode, guys.
Oh, cheers,
Absolutely.
man. Thank you. It's been a great pleasure to be here. Honestly, it really has.
Definitely, mate. And thank you for joining. And hopefully we'll speak soon in a podcast episode.
Oh.
Hopefully it's not too long before we next do an episode.
Hopefully not.
Nice.
Brilliant, guys. Thank you for joining. And we'll see you next time.
You
Bye.
too, buddy.
Bye.
Peace out, guys.
Bye.
Bye.